Think about this. Why would somebody like myself be on YouTube thinking like I have advice to give about your life and then talk about blah 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 my experience? And I'm actually asking myself that. And what came to me is this picture of uh, iPhone 5, iPhone 6. So this was a time in human development where everybody starting sitting in cafe, like 3 friends, 4 friends, and everybody on the phone. It was so new, it was so fresh, it was so gamified, it was so cool. But at the same time, already I ditched the phone and I started meditating all this time. Now, what I noticed is miracles started to happen. First of all, the so-called vague intuition, or this intuition word sounds kind of, where is it? Can I touch it? This intuition became the voice inside of me. There was the voice of God, or kind of like God, let's call it the dead. I know it sounds crazy, but I've experienced myself before that in like a prolonged Kriya activation, Kundalini activation. I experienced these whole dimensions of reality defragmenting into emptiness, and then everything becoming one infinite white light that was also me just vibrating as bliss, infinity, and then all this became again like a theater with all these puppets walking around, where I was a puppet and you was a puppet and my other friends was puppets, and I was like, yo, it's all me. Like that's all, it's all me. There's just me, and there's just now me walking talking heads, walking talking puppets. Before that moment, now I'm mixing stories, but I might tie them together. I might not care about tying them. They want me to tie them together, who cares? So this other story, I was like, when you realize, okay, yo, everybody's you, just walking in different clothes and stuff. So, but with that, I noticed that maybe the other puppets, this was this wave of awakening that we had in 2012, okay, but then many of the other puppets weren't yet in the loop that I'm also them. Okay, so I was like, you guys are me. And they're like, what are you talking about, Jovan? We are we and you are you. And I'm like, yeah, no, I mean, yeah, but like on the inside, like you're me, I'm you. So that didn't happen for everybody at the same time. And they were like there was also like a spoiler alert. Like I can't tell them like, oh, wake up, you're me. Like, and because of this dimensional architecture that provides the storyline and the characters and the immersion, like there's no way people have to get into that angle, into that perspective on their own. And then this happens, I think, at the same time to a lot of people, like the spiritual awakening stuff, and then you feel isolated because all of a sudden there's no more world that is real. It's just like a weird video game or theater or something like this, and now whoever's on the joke, now you feel actually excluded from life because like life does not work, like karma, plot, script does not work for you. And actually we're being then slowly understanding the deeper nature of reality, how everything works. You get to write your own script now. You can be the actor, you can like have fun, but it's not serious anymore, like life and death and all in between, like conflict, and it's not serious anymore because you realize it's a cosmic joke, so to say. But now you're realizing that, but kind of like people who not realizing that, they're getting caught up in the iPhone 6 and even iPhone 5s. And so everybody sits there, and they're in the stream. So they're in this stream, they're in this stream, so substream, substream, substream. And then this is freaky, because on one side you're going and you're literally hearing the voice of the I am, or the infinite self, really, really clearly saying, look, this is it, and this works like that, and this works like this, and this works like this, and also this is also me, but I'm caught up in a karmic loop, and I'm caught up in a trip, and I'm caught up in my iPhone, and this and this and this and then and this, and I'm caught up in a trauma loop, and I'm caught up, and this and this and this and this and this and this, and this is an animal, and now you can talk to animals, and then rabbits and sheep, they go, how are you talking to me, dude? So all of this happens. So I'm mixing stories. So why am I giving then advice? Oh yeah, because then still everybody who was caught up in the iPhone 6 is starting to having this like catching the awakening, and I'd be like, yeah, I've been through that and was really trippy, and it's still hella trippy, because however you still are getting, the subtitle of your ego kind of like becomes over there in the circumference. It's not really interfering with your, but still everybody's like throwing up some weird ego constructs, or trauma-based constructs, or fear-based constructs, or fear-based government, or fear-based pandemic, or terrorism, or so it's all just my fucking but and then the inner voice is so precise. It's like, yeah, don't pay attention to that, don't take this for real, don't take that for real, don't take this. But then you see your previous friends and relatives, who now became you in a different costume. They're like, yeah, I'm really worried about this fear programming, and they're streamlining this information, but they're not aware that this is informational constructs, or that reality is informational constructs. And in the meantime, I prefer meditation over iPhone, or whatever TikTok, or whatever streams, because I mean, this seems just like an infinite perpetual broccoli amusement, like just like fractals, blah, 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 talking heads, blah, 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 dancing heads, blah, blah. But in the moment of real expansion of space consciousness, where you can have some space, actually, not so many thoughts and subscriptions to everything, you can like create realities like whatever. A little bit of emotion goes there, and true reality brings it back to you as a timeline, as an experience. A little bit of emotion, like some emotion goes there, it's reflected back, reflected. So in the space, you can do it purposefully. You can do it because it's actually coming from your heart's inspiration. I don't even want to say the word desire yet. It's becoming kind of worn out word, desire. It's your heart's inspiration that you actually feel like, yeah, this deserves to have a place in my life book, life movie, life story, video game, comic book, mood board. I don't know, whatever this is. Life. Let's just call it life. So, yeah, so maybe then I feel like, okay, just to give some advice, unsolicited advice, it's kind of like, it's not cool to give advice, because the figuring out everything process is also cool. But sometimes, if the references to reality are still coming from, like, majority of civilization is still immersed in some kind of weird programming, and you want a reference, then you want to have a friend, actually. You want to have somebody that relates, that gets it. It becomes like a a life vest or a life vest, somebody throws this, like, oh my god, I thought like I was going crazy because the voice that been explaining everything to me, and I look crazy or I seem crazy because I don't fit in anymore into this whatever is happening. And everybody that still fits in, like the whole society looks crazy, but then I must be crazy, right? Because no reference. And then somebody comes like and reference like, yeah, like it's a glitch in the matrix. Yeah, it's a karmic loop. It's a trauma loop. Yeah, and the society is in a perpetual karmic or trauma loop. Everybody tripping balls. And you're like, oh, bro. Oh, lol, thanks. Thanks for saying that. I thought I was the one going crazy. You see what I mean? Okay. Yeah. What to do? What to say?